Hey, what's up, y'all? So let's get into the mess of the mess today, and we got a couple of things to get through, y'all. But first up, let's get into it. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. It's your boy Paul. Let's get down to it. So first up, we got Kanye West. So he ended up posting, saying that he's done with all the anti-ism. Satanism. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, he's against all the stuff he been doing. So the rant he been going on and all this anti this, that, and the third. So he's over it after he didn't had a come to Jesus moment after he had a FaceTime with his kids. So now he saying sorry and want forgiveness. I said, okay. But get back on your medicine. Start doing right to your children and yourself and get some help. But let's move on past Kanye. Let's move on to who's up next? Senator Schemer. Skimmer. Chuck Skimmer. Chuck Skimmer. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. Chuck Skimmer. So he ended up calling out, he called out the Republicans for blocking his bill, which was a bill that was supposed to stop Donald Trump from getting this jet he just got from a foreign country. You're not allowed to take anything, any gift from foreign countries. A president is not allowed to do that. Even senators and stuff, they are not allowed to do that either. You're not allowed to do it. But his bill was blocked. And now that he's calling them out about that, and let's even get into something else. Side note. So Donald Trump's tax bill that just got pushed through Congress, all because of the Republicans. That is not really benefiting anybody. I said, because it's about to hurt, people who are on SNAP and WIC and all that stuff. I think that's right. Another stamp, I want SNAP, and I don't want to say is it WIC or something else. Yeah, they finna be hurt big time by that, because Donald Trump, this tax bill that he put in place is going to actually make it more harder for you to even qualify to even get it. I said, you already can't get stamps off. You can't get full stamps like that. Please, you got to do everything to just get it anyway. It ain't like they giving you anything. They giving you a week worth of stamps. A week. That's all you getting. And then they cut that. Then they cut that down. Shoot, they give you about 125. They may give you 150. 125, 130. You get maybe 130 at the most, and then they cut it down. They start tripping off of it. It's like, really? But if you got kids, you can get as many as you want. And they see why these people out here having all these kids and getting on food stamps. Because with food stamps, they make sure you have kids with food. You have kids, you can get food, you can get all the food stamps you want. But if you're trying to take care of yourself and you having hard times where you need to get some assistance when it comes to food and you qualify for food stamps, they take that away. They start chipping at it slowly. They take $20. They take like $10 to $20 slowly off of it. That's what they do. But I know that from experience, because food stamps, please. Baby, they come in handy. They do it. These times they do. But, they do that chipping away and it don't make sense. But let's move on past that, because I went on a side note. So, he got this tax that's been passed through Congress so far. And it's going to affect a lot of things, definitely, when it comes to that. And we'll see how that's going to go. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I get back at y'all on that one. So let's move on to Peter Thomas, aka Patricia, an alum of Housewives of Atlanta. So he posted on his social media of him at Miami federal getting ready to check into the prison, stuff like that. And he saying I gave a little 1-2 to the people of new business owner is that y'all need to pay that whole tax, the holding tax that y'all resent from. You need to pay it. I said if you would have paid your employees to begin with, you wouldn't be in this situation. You wouldn't be in that situation to begin with, Patricia. But you gonna do you. So he trying to get some good advice to people. But most people who really about their business pay their taxes, unlike you. But let's move on to from Patricia. Let's move on to Cash Dar. So Cash Dar, man, baby, he got put on blast by some female. Some female showed pictures, everything, posting him buddy naked in the hotel with her, snapping the picture with her feet, showing he butt his neck down next to her. I went, oh Lord, good. Saying yeah, they met up last month on the met up last month, sometime the end of last month. April, at some hotel, all that. So he came out to let us know that, he ain't going nowhere, you know. So y'all can stop with trying to with the rumors. I said, well, you didn't that don't tell me nothing. That don't say that you didn't do it or you did. Let me know the real tea. Like, we know Cash Doll ain't getting rid of you. I ain't expect that to come from her anyway. But that's a whole nother story. But let's move past that girl. Let's move on to Remy. So Remy came to us to let us know after she heard that Carlisa, I don't know how to say her name, Carlisa Shields was on a Breakfast Club. And so Remy came out of nowhere and wanted to speak on and said there's no ill will between her and the girl. The girl should have just skipped over the question. I said, so if she skipped over the question, you wouldn't be came to us live to put her on blast and stuff, and then to call out your estranged husband, because y'all both estranged. This is an estranged married couple who having issues. So she's saying he holding up the process of the divorce. I said, oh, okay. And stuff. So, it's getting weird. So, because Pampools came back and let us know that he want to hold. I said, here we go. I said, this cycle. I said, we doing what they did at the beginning of the year. Now they done started back up again. I said, Remy, you ain't had to say nothing about the situation of what that girl did in the interview. I said, you out here living your good life. You ain't have to say nothing. So Pampool came back and said she on here, she came on here for an hour and told nothing but lies. He said I been filed for divorce. He showed the proof. It showed that it was filed on the 22nd of this month. Finally filed, but that could have been in Jersey where he filed it at, but it could have been filed in New York, who knows. But he came out and then he just did a live putting her on blast saying she been cheating since she got out the pen. I said, baby. He said this ain't the first time she cheated on me. So she came back. Remy came back after he did his response to show receipts of him. He ain't took their daughter to school since last year. I said, damn, now y'all, oh God. And then the receipt saying that the Carissa, that's her name, Carissa. Carissa is in the receipts involved in it. I said, damn. I said, y'all, I want to get out of their tax, out of their group tax, y'all. I'm tired. I'm already in the Diddy group text. I'm gonna be in this one for a long time. Now I gotta get back in there. I thought we was done with this. They need to get divorced and hurry up. ASAP. I'm tired of both of them. Become good co-parents. Show up to the things y'all gotta do for y'all daughter. And move on. Because I'm done with y'all. But let me know how y'all feel. Let's move on to the next one. And I said it's the Diddy case. So let's get into this quick and simple. So Kid Cudi ended up testifying today. So he ended up testifying about what went down. So he testified about his house getting broke in. he testified about when him and Diddy and Cassie all met up, and he said Diddy was the one that broke into his house. Diddy also um put a homemade bomb in his car and stuff. He said Diddy apologized about that too when he was on stand. He was telling Diddy team lawyer that he apologized for that. So you know that was going on. And the lawyer on Diddy's side had me saying they made Cassie out to be the villain, that she was playing both of them, that both guys was being played by her. And Cudi like, yes, it's true. I said, y'all are messy as hell. So he also heard about her being abused and stuff. Cause Diddy thing with Kid Cudi was that he thought that Kid Cudi and Cassie was messing around since 2010, but they wasn't. They were actually real friends. That was his homegirl. They was in the studio. At the time, they were just hanging out. They was friends. It didn't become serious until after her and Diddy wasn't together. But Diddy was also the one that suggested that her and Kid Cudi get together because it'd be a good thing for her career. So you had her move on with somebody that she was friends with. Now you jealous and got some beef with a man that I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I said, this man is. But Kid Cudi got up there, did his 1-2 and stuff, and he really vindicated her. But that's all that I got that's going on with that Diddy case. That's all I have for y'all today. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. It's your boy Paul. Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. Woo, I'm glad I'm done. Bye, y'all.